How did you catch on with Marquette Medical? I know you ended up really driving the IPO process and the sale process, but what was the first connection with Marquette Medical?
Well, I was out in LA training for the Olympics, and I needed a job. I didn't have any money, and sailing is a very expensive sport. And the Olympic Job Opportunities Program had me lined up to work at a bank and get paid full-time and practice half-time. Well, at that point in my life, I didn't want to work for a bank, even if they paid me full-time and I could sail full-time. But I found this job with this medical distributor who distributed Marquette's products, and I was doing just basic tasks. I was the lowest guy in that rung too. And then one day, one of the sales guys in LA quit, and the boss said, "Hey, go out and take this EKG machine to this hospital and leave it there and maybe talk to them a little bit about it. Here's what you should say." And so I became a salesman, and I really got that bug because that was all about winning. That was all about being prepared. And that was also about getting, I was on straight commission when I started. So I didn't eat or pay for my sailing unless I actually sold something. So that put the right kind of pressure on me, the right kind of motivation. And within 18 months after that Olympics, I became the #1 salesman in the country. And, just focused on my job. And then, that was the beginning. And one day we were sitting around at a meeting in Milwaukee at the company headquarters, and the founder said, "Does anybody here know a foreign language?" And I said, "Yeah, I speak French." And he says, "How'd you like to go run our European operations? There's 2 people over there and $1 million in sales." And I said, "I'm all for it." And then, built up their European operations. We built 12 subsidiaries in about 5 years, did a couple of acquisitions. And that was really the impetus for us going public, having that incremental revenue that we weren't expecting, very high margin revenue, and selling into all these countries and all their health systems. I think I've been in every major university hospital in Europe, and those days we were selling in Eastern Europe. We were selling in the Soviet bloc. We were selling, had to go in and those are actually great sales because they're all letter of credit. They paid cash up front. Actually, that was one of my favorites. And then, worked my way up, and I took the company public with the founder, Mike Cudahy. That was an incredible place. That taught me a lot about building a company. That company had an incredible culture that Mike built up. He was an entrepreneur. He was just, I would call him, and he'd call himself, a benevolent dictator. In other words, I'm going to build a team. I'm going to treat people fairly. But at the end of the day, I got to make the decisions. But we had beer and wine in the cafeteria, and people think, "Oh, did you abuse that?" No. At the end of a really hard week, we'd meet there rather than go out to a bar or something and have a few beers. We were the first company to have an in-house daycare center, and it was just all about motivating the team, making everybody feel like they were part of it. Everybody had stock options. And it was just an incredible culture that, whatever I did next, I would hope that I could help lead or be part of a culture like that.